Namaskaram. You are listening to the Heartspace Hearth podcast, where we hold space for raw, real, and restorative conversations around healing, caregiving, and being human. And I am Sree Prathyusha Nanduru. Welcome back to Series 2 Unlearning. Today, we are unlearning perfection. You know, I don't think perfection has anything to do with wanting things to be beautiful. I think more often than not, it's fear. Fear disguised as preparation, fear disguised as responsibility, fear disguised as I am not ready yet. And I know this because I lived it. People often assume I'm someone who just starts things. The truth is, I don't. At least I did not. My struggle was never making a video perfect or rewriting a post 10 times. My struggle was something else. I wanted everything around me to be ready before I began, almost like solving a jigsaw puzzle. I would make a plan, then another plan, then a checklist, then another checklist. This should happen first, this should fall into place next, then I'll start. I genuinely believed if everything aligns perfectly, that's the right time. The problem is, life does not work like that. Life rarely gives us a day where every piece falls perfectly into place. So while I was waiting for the perfect beginning, life quietly kept moving. And somewhere along the way, I realized something. Sometimes perfection isn't about making things beautiful, it's about positioning uncertainty. As a psychologist, I later came across something called maladaptive perfectionism. It sounds complicated, right? But it really isn't. Healthy perfectionism is wanting to do something well. Maladaptive perfectionism is when your self worth quietly becomes attached to flawless performance. You don't just think, I made a mistake. You began believing, I am the mistake. That's a dangerous place to live. And while we are here, I also want to clear up something I hear very often. People casually say, I am so OCD, or I'm such a perfectionist, I have OCD. No, those are not the same thing. Perfectionism and obsessive compulsive disorder are two completely different things. We'll have an entire episode on OCD in the future because it deserves a conversation of its own. Today, we are talking about a thinking pattern, not a diagnosis. And here's something else I realized perfection has a very convincing voice. It does not shout, it whispers. Wait a little longer. One more course, one more certification, one more month, one more thing to finish. It sounds reasonable. It even sounds wise. But if you listen carefully, it's usually asking you to postpone your life. For me, everything changed the day I loosened my grip on perfection. Not completely. I still love planning, I still love structure, I still enjoy seeing things beautifully organized. That's who I am. But I am no longer wait for every single piece to fit before I begin. Because life isn't a complicated jigsaw puzzle. Sometimes you place one piece, then life hands you the next. And somehow, when you look back, you realize it was all coming together anyway. You know what's beautiful? Life didn't become perfect, it became imperfectly perfect. And strangely, that's where I found peace. That's where I found contentment. That's where I stopped trying to control life and I finally started living it. Today, when something doesn't go accordingly to my plan, I don't immediately call it a failure. I smile, take a deep breath, and tell myself, this too is perfect. Not because it's flawless, but because it's part of my journey. And honestly, I wouldn't trade this imperfectly perfect life for a perfect one anymore. You just have to experience it once. Only then do you realize perfection was never the destination, living was. So today I want to leave you with one question. How much of your life are you postponing while waiting for everything to be perfect. Sit with that. In our next episode, we are going to unlearn something that quietly shapes so many of our decisions, the need to be liked. Until then, be gentle with yourself. Namaskaram.